Yeah, guys. So, what is this? 57 bench, 54, 55, recent. Guys, which batch are you from? 57, huh? Yeah. So, what we are discussing about the identity and the management, right? You guys done the tasks, guys, or not? 0 to. Guys, if you are not practicing, it will not. Just done on this. Have you been done, huh? Very good. So, identity and access management. So, what is that? User, group, policy, and role, right? So, these all are right. IAM is nothing but a identity and access management. So, we have a two types of authentications, two types of authentications, two types of authentications. So, one is IAM access. The second one is root access. The second one is root access, guys. Is understood? Yeah. So I will show you that it downloads with the place. You understood the EC2 instance, right, guys? EC2 is like a virtual machine in our physical. So yeah, EC2 instance is nothing but a physical in the virtual machine, like in our data center, in our virtual Oracle virtual box, right? So introduction to IAM, we already discussed why we go for IAM. So IAM, we discussed this one, right? What is IAM? What is a group? Creating a group, right? We already discussed this one. Guys, tell me. We already discussed that group. We already discussed this one or not, guys? Guys, speak out, guys. IAM, we discussed about the IAM, right?
Yeah, man.
What is, yeah, yeah. So IAM, what is a group? A group is a collection of IAM users. After set the
Yeah.
permission on the group, those permissions are set to the all users in the group. So even if you create the user, we need to use the groups to set the permissions. If we need to manage for number if groups instead of managing access every individual user. So this is the group, right? I already show you, right? How to create a group. So as of now, how you are connecting with our AWS cloud? You are connecting with AWS cloud through console. What this is, guys? This is called as a console. But I don't want to connect with the console. I can connect with the CLI, AWS CLI, and how like connect with Linux, right? The same way we can connect the cloud, this AWS cloud through AWS CLI. Okay. So for that purpose, we need a access can secret key. So how you can connect a user? You can connect the user either a console way or a AWS CL way. I will tell you. At the roles, groups, users. Yeah. So what this is the user group also we created, right? Yeah. DevOps group we created. So this is the DevOps group and we added the, so yeah, permissions is nothing but a policies. So EC2 full access. So we have provided the EC2 full access for the which user, guys? The user is the group is DevOps group. Under this DevOps group, the user is there. That user is blujaytech. Okay. So this is a users, groups, and policies. So you already know that, right? A policy is nothing but a service. For example, I need a policy is nothing but a service. We can attach a number of policies, number of services to a user or a group. So for example, if you are a DBA guy, you need only RDBS, RDB full, RDS full access. You can full access. For example, you are a administrator, you can provide the administrator full access. Okay. So this is nothing but a group. So what is a role, guys? Creating a group, created the groups, user creation, user deletion. Okay, user, right? We need to see the user. Yep, guys, sorry. Yeah, user, right? So for example, user, I'm creating a user. This is the user having this user having the Amazon EC2 full access, and IAM user change password, and groups. The groups is DevOps groups, and the tags. So this is the tag and the security credentials. So for the user security credentials, how you can access the console sign in through IAM user. So this is the console sign in. What this is, guys? This is a incognito window. So this is the IAM role. So this is the IAM console login. You see, guys, it is showed the account ID for IAM username. What is the username? The username is blujaytech. The username is blujaytech, and the console access. So console password updated 23 hours ago. Manage the console access. So disable the console access or reset the password. If you want to reset the password, so custom password. So what is the custom password? The custom password is okay. So right, this is the password I set. I reset this password. User must create a new password. Next sign in. Revoke active console. No need. Okay. So reset the password. So this is the password and this is the username. This is the console. Okay. I'm downloading everything. No thanks. Okay. So what is the incognito mode? And the username is blujaytech, and the password is okay. So this is the password for signing. Okay. Next. Next. So when I'm seeing S3 bucket, S3 bucket, right? So go to yeah, create a bucket, create a bucket. My bucket ns 1, 2, 3, 4. You see? So file to create a bucket. So you don't have a permissions. You don't have a so bright create permission is required. You don't have a permission to create the S3 service, S3 bucket. Now you understood, guys? You have only EC2 access. Go to Amazon. So go to here, that EC2. Yeah. So right, EC2 instances. So if you want to create the EC2 instance, you have a permission to see the list, the all the EC2 instances and everything. Guys, you have a permissions to okay. You have a permissions only the EC2 instance. What permissions we provided? So we provided the permission to only what is that DevOps group. And if you click here, right, the permissions we provided for the BlueJay user only you will access the Amazon EC2 full access. Only Amazon access EC2 full access. All right. And the security credentials. So what are the security credentials? This is the console sign in. What is that? So console sign in is nothing but this is the console sign in. So multi-factor authentication. If you want to, you can sign a multi-factor authentication, MFA or something like a pass-free authenticator app. You can use the authenticator app. So you can use the authenticator app and next, it will scan from your authenticator app. So every time if you want to, so if you want to do MFA, you can do the MFA, guys. You can do the MFA. I will show you that for my user. So this is BlueJay user. Why it is showing BlueJay user? This is BlueJay email address, BlueJay Tech. Next, password. Okay, so this is the one. So yeah, it is asking MFA, right? I will show you that MFA. The MFA, what is this? 773992. Okay, this is the MFA. What the MFA? I will show you. Okay, so this is a BlueJay Tech user. Okay, this is my own users, users. So this is the BlueJay Tech user, right? Or BlueJay Tech security credentials. Yeah. So this is my security credentials. So this is my email address and this is my account ID, account name BlueJay Tech. Okay. So this is the so MFA. MFA I already installed. So right, SNA MFA device. So you guys authenticator, then device name. Next, you can scan. Right. Same way you can do it. That authenticator. Okay. The So this is the normal user, IAM user. That is the email account user, right? So if you click here, go to the security credentials and console. This is the console authentication. How you can connect with the IAM. Then multi-factor authentication. If you want, you can connect the multi-factor authentication. Access keys. Use access keys to send programmatic calls to AWS from AWS CLI. I want to connect through the AWS CLI. So right, for these guys. This is the AWS cloud. So this is the AWS cloud. AWS. What this is? This is a AWS cloud. So in this AWS cloud, so we can connect to two ways. We can connect the two ways. AWS console. What this is? So for example, this is at AWS and so AWS console. So this is the AWS console. So this is a AWS cloud. Okay. No, I will tell you the here only. What is this? So this is yeah. So this is the AWS cloud, right? So how many ways you can connect AWS cloud? One second, guys. So this is AWS cloud. So how many ways we can connect this AWS cloud, guys? So one is guys speak out. One is console way. One is console way. Another one is AWS CLI. So we can connect through AWS CLI and console way. So and console way, how many ways you can connect through console way? So how many users? How many ways to connect with the console? How many ways? Guys, console, how many ways we are connecting? So sign in, yeah, you see, sign in. Yeah. So in console, how many ways we can connect? One is IAM user, the other one is sign in using the root user. So how many ways, guys? In console way, how many ways we can connect the console? Guys, speak out, guys. One is IAM, identity and access. The other one is root access. Okay, IAM access and root access. So AWS console. So how you can connect with the AWS console? You can connect with the AWS console through what is the redo command, guys? Try pressing Control Y, Control Alt Z. Means where it is Ghana. Yeah, next. Okay. So AWS console. How you can connect with this console? You can connect with this console. You can use access key and secret key. What is this, guys? Access key and okay, access key and secret key. So right, yeah. So whenever you create the user, so whenever you create the user, so this is the IAM user. So for example, so in the IAM service, what is this, guys? So this is the IAM service. In the IAM service, a user created, that user is Blue Jay Tech user is created. Okay. In this user, so in this user, what access you need to provide? You need to provide the IAM access, or you need to provide the console access or CLI access. So if you want to provide the console access, this console access, how you can provide this console access? This console access through, guys, listen carefully. Okay. So what is this? This is the console access. What is the username? The username is Blue Tech. So the Blue Tech, if you want to connect through IAM console access, so this is the URL. So what is the URL for connecting the IAM console access? So this is the URL for connecting the IAM console access. Guys, understood? So I want to connect through AWS CLI. So AWS CLI means through command line, through command line or something like a CMD. In the CMD, you want to connect the AWS. So what we need a secret key and a access key. What we need? So we need a secret key and access key. So how you can create the secret key and access key? Yeah. So for connecting the AWS services. So whatever the services are there, what are the services are there? Guys, tell me, what are the services you know as of now? What are the foundational services? Guys, what are the foundational services? Before IAM, what service we completed? Yes, before IAM, what we completed? What we completed, guys? Which service?
EC2.
Hmm. As you are not practicing, I understood. So what are the services? Compute services, right? Compute is EC2. Next, IAM service. So IAM is this is the IAM and S3 service, VPC service. These all are the services. Yeah, you see, you can connect this service. You can connect this through service either console way. You can connect this service through either console way, or you can connect this service through CLI way, console way, CLI way. So as a BlueJay user, you can connect the through console way, or you can connect with the CLI way. Guys, understood? Guys, understood? Huh? So how you can create the access key and secret key for the BlueJay user? So how you can connect? How you can create the multi-factor authentication you understood. So what is this? Use access keys to send the programmatic calls from the AWS CLI. AWS tools of a powerful PowerShell SDKs and direct API calls. So if we want to use this IAM service in the programmatic access means application, we need a access key and secret key. So how you can create the access key and secret key? Right? So we can create the access key and secret key, create an access key and secret key. So what is this key? This key is for command line interface. So command line, AWS CLI access to AWS account. I want access through the AWS CLI. So I understand the above concern. Next, so create a key. So what is this key? So this is the key, guys. What this is key? This key is an access key. What this key is? This key is a access key. This is a access key, right? What this is, guys? So this is a access key, and you guys download this one, okay? And then show this is the secret key. What this is, guys? So this is a secret key. Understood? This is the secret key. Okay. What this is? This is a secret key. What this is? This is a secret key. Is an access key and secret key. How we can connect with AWS CLI? We can connect with AWS CLI through access key and secret key. So how you can connect with console way? You by using this console way, AWS IAM access username password, you can connect it. So this is the GUI. What this is? So console is nothing but a GUI, and this is nothing but a CLI. CLI access, and this is a GUI access. Guys, understood? CLI access and GUI access. Guys, understood or not? Now you understood little bit, right? So how you can create the access? You can connect the service either IAM console way or IAM or a IAM CLI way. IAM console way and IAM CLI way. Yes, understood? Yes, thank you. That's right. So now you created the access scan secret key. Yes. So these are the services. So as of now, that compute service and IAM service, you manually created the service. Manually created the service. Why AWS is created? The AWS CLI is for automation. What is this bus, guys? Sir? So for the automation purpose, what automation we are doing? So the infrastructure building. So this is automation. This is manual. What this is, guys? This is a manual process. How you are doing your manual, manually created the services. So I don't want to create manually. I want to create automation. So how you can build the infra? So build the infra through build the infra through IAC. What is this, guys? Guys, what is this IAC? So infra as a code. What is this? Infra. So what is this, guys? So infrastructure. So infrastructure as a code. What is IAC, guys? IAC is nothing but a infrastructure as a code. You want to build the infra through code. You want to build the infra through code. Why we need to build the infra through code? So for example, so this is Avibun and this is Gopinath. So this is Avibun and this is Gopinath. Okay. So Avibun joined the company and she manually created the services and she left the organization. She left the organization. Okay. So she worked 3 years 3 years and she did some services manually like EC2 IAM S3 VPC services and she left the organization. So then Gopi joined the company and having the request. So Gopi having the request something like a VPC creation. So VPC creation and so this Abhibun so whatever the services created, right? So we need to validate each and every services, and then we will create the VPC, right? So this is very difficult to figure out and do it, right? So if you create as a code, so infra we can build through automation and infra build through automation and manual. So you can build the infra through automation and manual. So what is manual? Manual, manually we need to connect the servers and manually. So, but what she did only manually. So, so after Gopi came, After Dopey came, so he is not doing, he's not doing the manual things. He is not doing the manually. So what is he is trying to do the trying to do trying to create the infra through code. So AWS cloud. So in AWS cloud, so we can create the infra in two ways. So in AWS cloud, so we can create the infra in two ways. So one is manual intervention, the other one is through code. So one is manual, the other one is through code. So manually you understood, right? Manually, how you can manually connect the console. So manually connect the console and create the instances. And so we need to do the automation. Automation is nothing but a AWS CLI, right? Through CLI, how you can, they created a two types of something like IAC. They created IAC tool like CFT cloud formation template. So IAC tool call it as a cloud formation template. So through the cloud formation template, IAC tool, so we can build the info. So so Gopi is thinking to do the IAC tool to use the IAC tool and build the infra through code. So the code is in the file. So right. So for example, Gopi left the organization and Prasanna joined the organization. So then Prasanna will check the code, what they are creating. So they that is in the code, right? It will be very easy to understand. If you want to add, it will automatically add the code. So that's the way IAS. We don't need to do the manual things. We need to do the automation. So automation is a IAC. Automation is a IAC. So here we have a one problem. So we have a one problem. So what is that? So Prasanna joined the company. Prasanna joined the company and who is this? This is the Prasanna. So every cloud provider they introduced their IAC tools. So what is that? So every cloud provider they introduced their IAC tool, own IAC tools. What is that? IAC is nothing but a infra as a code tools. Infra as a code tool. So they created every cloud they created their own IAC tools. For example, AWS. So this is Azure. This is GCP. Okay. So this is GCP. So for example, so GIS AWS created IAC tool is Cloud Formation template, and Azure is ARM, and GCP is some other. Okay. So guys, listen very careful. CFP Cloud Formation template, and this is ARM Azure Resource Management ARM templates, Azure Resource Manager template, and GCP some other IAC tools. Okay. So, but in the organization, they are using multiple clouds. In one organization, they are using multiple clouds. Multiple clouds in the company. Whatever. Okay. So whatever the tools. So in the company, so Prasanna joined the company, and they are using AWS cloud, Azure cloud, and GCP cloud. So right, so he knows only So what is that, guys? So, but Prasanna knows only one CFT, AWS CFT he knows. But in their company, they are using Azure GCP, Azure AWS GCP. So every company having every cloud provider having their own IAC tools. So CFT, ARM, some other tools, right? GCP. So he want to learn these three IAC tools, or is there any way to? So is there any way we can use one tool to build the infra? Yes, we have a solution. The solution is Terraform. What is the solution, guys? The solution is Terraform. So this is also a IAC tool. So this IAC tool is supported multiple. This IAC tool is supported multiple clouds. So we can use this tool. What is that? So we can use this tool, and so we can use this IAC tool, and so we can build the infra on any cloud. So do we need to learn all these IAC tool, or we need to learn Terraform? So if we learn the Terraform, it will build the it will build the infra through any cloud. It will build infra through any cloud. What is that? So Terraform is the IAC tool to build the infra through code. Infra as a code. So as of now, we are creating manually through the console way. Now I don't want to create the services through manually. I want to create the services through Terraform. So how you can connect the Terraform? You can connect the Terraform through AWS CLI through code, right? How we can access the code, programmatic code. So we can access and secret key. We can use the access key and secret key to connect the AWS cloud. To connect the AWS cloud and use the Terraform and build the services through code. Build the services through cloud. Guys, understood? Guys, understood?
ఆ, ఎస్ అన్న.
Yes.
అన్న అది
Yes, Anna?
కీస్
Hmm.
తో సిఎండి ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్ కి ఎలా అవుతారన్న అది చెప్తా అన్నారు కదా.
ఏది?
యాక్సెస్ సీక్రెట్ కీస్ తో
Hmm.
సిఎండి లో ఏడబ్ల్యూఎస్ కి అవ్వచ్చు అని అన్నారు కదా.
అవును అవును, అది
ఆ,
చెప్తాను. Console Vela, how to connect AWS. I will show you tomorrow. Okay, na? So now you understood. So we can connect the service in two ways, right? Access key and secret key. Users, BlueJTech, security credentials. Yeah, access key and secret key. That API keys for the Amazon Bedrock. SSH public keys for the AWS code commit. And HTTPS git credential for the AWS code commit. So code commit and credentials for Amazon key spaces and the singing certificate. Okay. So this is these many ways you can, as a user, you can use it. So for our purpose, we can use the access key and secret key. A local user will connect access key and secret key, and what you can give in the group. So you can give the policies like BlueJet permissions, only AWS full access, right? You want to add the permissions, attach the policy, administrator full access. We need to give the administrator full access. Okay. Yeah, we have attached the access. So yeah, so policies, we can create our own policies also. Create a policy, or we can use the default policies. Policies is nothing but a services access. Okay. So what is that roles? An IAM role is an identity you can create that has a specific permissions with credentials that are valid for a short duration. Roles can be assumed by the entities that you trust. What is that? An IAM role is the identity you can create that has a specific set of permissions with credentials. Set of permissions with credentials that you have valid short duration. So the roles are something like a DevOps role, that Linux engineer role. You can create the role. So AWS service or AWS account, a web identity, SAML or custom trust. For example, I'm creating a AWS service. Hello AWS services like EC2, Lambda, other to perform action this. or something like AWS account. So allow entities in the AWS account belonging to you or third party to perform the actions in this account. So this account and right next, yeah. So what are the permissions we need to set? So what are the permissions? So for example, I administrator access. Okay. Next, yeah. So role name. For example, this is the role is a DevOps role. DevOps role. Okay. The role is a DevOps role. This can be accessed by the DevOps team only. So DevOps team only. So you are providing a permissions, create a role. Yeah, you see, you created the DevOps role. So in the DevOps role, these are the permissions, administrative permissions, under trusted relationship, tags, last year, access, revoke access. Okay, so this is the permission. So this is the permission for the role. So link to the switch role in the console. Edit. So this role can be accessed by the team. Maximum session duration 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. So we can set it. Okay, understood? So this is the link to role in console. Understood? This is nothing but a role. That is nothing but a IAM. Now you understood the IAM, right? So we have created the roles. The roles are created for each EKS. So this is the EKS role. In the EKS role, right? So we can provided these permissions policies and this will attach it to the this attach it to the EC2. So allow EC2 instance to call AWS service on behalf of this. So this is for EC2 instances we created for that EKS role. Okay. This role is for that managing the AWS accounts. Managing the AWS accounts. Okay. So we provided the administrator access. Users, groups, roles, and policies. So policies is nothing but a permissions, services. Policies is nothing but a services. Guys, understood? Guys, watch this recording again and again, again and again, again and again. You will understand. Okay? Yep. Thank you, guys. We'll continue from tomorrow.